A long time ago, there was a man named Anthony who lived in a village. Anthony was known for being very foolish. He was so silly that even children could easily trick him. He had two pets that he cared for, a horse and a goat. These animals were his only companions, and he spent his days looking after them and wandering around the village. Anthony was often teased because he was simple-minded, but he didn't mind. He was happy with his horse and goat. One day, Anthony was walking through the village when a group of mischievous children saw him.
"Hey, Mr. Anthony,"
called out Tommy, one of the older boys.
"Did you hear about the treasure buried near the old oak tree?"
Anthony's eyes widened.
Treasure? Where?
Tommy smiled.
"It's a secret. You have to give us $100 to know the place."
Anthony hesitated for a moment, but then he pulled out his wallet and handed over $100 to Tommy.
Okay. Now tell me where it is,
Anthony said eagerly. The children burst into laughter.
"There is no treasure, Mr. Anthony."
Anthony's heart sank as he realized he had been tricked.
Oh no. My $100.
The children ran away. One day, Anthony decided to sell his horse and goat at the market. He tied a bell around the goat's neck using a thin string, and then connected the other end of the string to the horse's tail. After preparing everything, he hopped onto his horse and headed towards the marketplace. There were three crooks, Charles, Louis, and Albert. They knew Anthony very well. When Charles got to know that Anthony is going to the market to sell his pets, Charles said,
"Hey Louis. Did you hear? Anthony is selling his horse and goat at the market."
Louis replied,
"Yes. I heard. That goat of his could fetch a good price."
Albert asked,
"How can we get them without paying?"
Charles said,
"Guys, I have figured out a way. If we stick to my plan, we can grab that horse and goat."
Charles told them his plan. So, the three friends stealthily followed Anthony as he made his way towards the market. They kept a safe distance, They were waiting for the perfect moment to put their scheme into action. Charles signaled silently to his friends. So, Louis, on the way, untied the bell from the goat's neck and, instead, tied it with the horse's tail. Then he went away with the goat. Anthony didn't ever realize what went on behind his back. The bell tied to the tail of the horse went on ringing, and Anthony believed that all was well. On the way, Albert asked Anthony to stop and look behind. When Anthony looked behind, the crook said,
Sir, how is it that you have hung the bell by your horse's tail? What purpose does it serve?
The fool was already shocked to find their goat missing. He became very sad and proceeded to the marketplace. In the meantime, Charles came near Anthony and said,
Sir, I have seen a man running away with your goat. If you like, I will chase the thief on your horse and get back your goat.
Anthony became very happy to hear this. He immediately got down from his horse and handed it over to the third crook. The crook now mounted the horse and drove away. Anthony waited and waited for his goat and the horse to come back. But it never happened. The three crooks, thus, stole the fool's horse and the goat, and left the fool in the middle of the road, crying for help. Moral: be cautious and do not easily trust others, especially when dealing with valuable things, like money or possessions.